Okay, so part 2. Let's go.
Argue that the collecting of this sensitive information could, number one, it's unnecessary, right? Why are we having to collect all this information if we're just trying to prevent drunk driving? But it invades your reasonable expectation of privacy by how you operate your car privately. So the collected data, here's where it gets really this is where it gets kind of like, crazy Minority Report movie type stuff.
Minority
Here's where it
Report.
gets a little crazy. The collected data could be misinterpreted by the algorithm. Suppose the vehicle monitors the driver's behavior to identify drunk driving and stops the vehicle after what it believes to recognize as drunk driving behavior, but then it determines later it wasn't drunk driving behavior, it was somebody with diabetes that had low blood sugar, and it made them appear to be drunk. What about if it's someone that's tired or sleepy, or maybe it's a sudden medical condition? I mean, maybe the worst thing that could happen is to stop the vehicle and drop it in the middle of the road. There's lots of other questions we're going to ask about this too. So one answer to this is, and I'm going to tell you, here's the answer to one of the proposed things that was debated in Congress, was to use the infrastructure law would allow cars to be equipped with a breathalyzer and a video monitoring device to assure that the data collection is actually drunk driving. So now they can collect the data and watch you all the time.
Oh my God.
Actually watch you on video
in your car.
Part of it being built into the vehicle.
In your car.
This would reduce the chance of a driver's behavior being caused by something other than alcohol, so it maybe would help not unnecessarily stop a vehicle. But then it becomes even more complicated because now you're talking about a passive breathalyzer. What if it picks up the alcohol content of a passenger in the car and it doesn't pick it up of the driver? Now, I know a lot of this new technology, they're trying to create safe harbors. They're trying to create ways to eliminate these sort of things.
No, they're not.
But anytime you start introducing wholesale technology like this, making it mandatory on everybody, you're going to end up having a violation of people's rights. So just think about this. I'm going to go through this. Per the bill, the proposed safety device will, quote, passively monitor the performance of a driver of a motor vehicle to accurately identify whether that driver may be impaired. According to the RIDE Act bill, it states to require the Secretary of Transportation, acting through the administration of the National Highway Traffic and Safety Administration, to prescribe a federal motor vehicle safety standard for advanced drunk and impaired driving prevention technology, and here's the catch one, and for other purposes. What does that mean?
What's the other purposes?
What is the other purposes? And of course, that's the problem. That's the catch-all language. That's the stuff that Congress throws in there to be able to collect data on everybody
devil's in
for
the
any reason that they
details.
want to. And so anybody who wants to enjoy the liberty of operating a motor vehicle now will have to be forced into this framework where the National Highway Traffic and Safety Administration is going to be able to use the equivalent of surveillance technology on everything you do in your vehicle. And, there's some questions that come up on this. In fact, one of the things that it says in the bill, this bill states this: technical capability. Any advanced drunk and impaired driving prevention technology required for new passenger motor vehicles under subsection A that measures blood alcohol concentration shall use the adult legal limit for blood alcohol concentration of the jurisdiction in which the passenger motor vehicle is located. Now the question has to come up here. In order to determine that means it sounds like there's going to be mandatory breathalyzers required in every single vehicle. Does that mean there's going to be facial scanning technology that's required? Something else here? What exactly are they going to require us to do in order to be in compliance with these things? And the reality of it is
the same thing they did when they wanted you to be in compliance with being a worker during the pandemic. That type time. It's taking an injection. Okay? You better know that. First of all, ain't none of us out here driving no damn Teslas. I got a fucking Toyota. Amongst other things, people out here driving all types of hoopties, buckets, old schools, trucks. What about the truckers? What about people on motorcycles? Hell, a bike. Like, this is just, you know what? And if y'all seeing it, y'all don't believe it. That's the thing. They're not gonna do that. They're not gonna make us take breathalyzers and chips and needles to get in our car. They're not gonna put cameras in our car. We're not gonna have to blow into a scanner to start our car like we're alcoholics. They're not gonna track our cars and on our passengers and have blood work done inside of the car just through facial scan recognition. They're not going to do that. They're not going to have to use biometric scans and prints and eyeball scans and blood to drive your vehicle. Yes, you are. Y'all can believe it or not believe it. That don't mean it's not going to go out or not be done. Prophecy must be fulfilled on all aspects. And this is a part of it. One man shall beg to go, want to go into another city and shall not be able to go. That's in the Bible. You won't be able to talk to people, bro. You gonna long to hear the voice of others. They want to control the food, seeds, water, money, everything. Remember when Chris Rock used to tease us about that? Pretty soon they're going to be charging for air. Yeah, they are. They're going to tell, just now yesterday they told us it was a air, what's that thing called? For toxic air. Oh, it's local pollution air in your mandate for air today. Can't go outside and drive too far. It's cracking down. It's hunting season for these Edomites, bro. Why y'all can't see that? They want to lock you in all the way and hack your ass. So you can't do nothing. All you can do is bow to them and take a chip. Come on, man. Wake up.
Will include something that's the equivalent of a kill switch.
A kill
switch. In other words, here's what the bill says. It says, because driving prevention surveillance technology for drunk, impaired, or other purposes, by the way that it talks about this, it must passively monitor. But the moment that it comes up that it determines that there's a violation, that it will stop that impaired driving. So there's a preventative measure that's associated with it. So think about this. This kill switch technology is running in the background. So whatever you're doing as you're driving down the road, if the algorithm determines it thinks you're doing something off base, right? Then all of a sudden it's just a kill switch. Now what does that mean? Does that mean that if you deviate from your normal driving habits that the kill switch kicks in? Does that mean that it's going to learn your specific idiosyncrasies of how you drive? And I've driven with people who do this all the time on their accelerator. I've driven with other people who weave within their lane like this because I don't know why. They drive me crazy when they drive like that. But that's just how they drive, right? Does that mean it violates something according to the law? And so the problem is the kill switch system outlined